This is Wifies' latest video, The Search for the Leviathan, and he mentioned something that completely changed how I looked at the Unstable SMP. Something that will change how you looked at Spoke, Jamato P, and Wifies himself. This is how the Leviathan was secretly inside Unstable SMP. It all started when Wifies mentioned Unstable SMP in his last video. Not directly, but in a very subtle way. He said that one of the servers with the highest number of Leviathan sightings proportional to its player count was the largest hardcore Minecraft server. And then he said he was banned from it, and moved straight on like it was nothing.
One of the most reports is kind of obviously the biggest hardcore Minecraft server, but long story, I'm banned from that one.
And when people pointed this out online, the response was immediate. Come on, it is just a joke. The Leviathan video only dropped 2 weeks ago. There is no way any of this was planned that far in advance. Except, I have been watching Wifies long enough to know that he does not mention random things. Every single detail in his content has always meant something. And once I started actually looking at Unstable SMP through the lens of everything we already know about the Leviathan and the Durlord series, I found things that I cannot explain away. Things that stopped me mid-rewatch and made me go back and check again. But before I get into all of that, I need you to remember two specific things, and without them, the rest of what I am about to say is just a theory. The first one, the Crafty Awards. Wifies had a cameo in this video, and this video was released 2 months before the Leviathan video dropped, 2 months before any of us had ever heard of Hummer 5718. 2 months before the word Levi had any connection to anything Wifies had ever made. And if you go to around the 9-minute mark of that video, and you look at Wifies' inventory and take the first letter of every single item in order, it spells Levi. Levi, the exact nickname that Hummer uses for the creature throughout the entire video, sitting there in a background inventory in someone else's video 2 months before Hummer was ever a character. The second one, the King in Yellow behind the scenes video. Near the very end there is a Durlord clip. And if you do the exact same thing, take the first letter of every item in the inventory. It spells Hemmer, which at first looks like someone just misspelled Hummer, until you look more carefully at what the enchanted book in the inventory actually is. It is an Unbreaking 3 book. The U was always there, just hidden inside the item description. 2 completely separate videos, both hiding the same name before that name had any public reason to exist. So when I say the possibility that Unstable SMP also contains references to the Leviathan planted way before the video dropped is real. I am not just guessing. I am following the exact same pattern that has already been confirmed twice. Wifies seeds things early. He always has. And now let me show you what he seeded in Unstable. So the first thing that pulled me toward Unstable SMP when I started digging was the Great Sea. Because the Great Sea has basically every single quality that should define where the Leviathan lives. It is enormous. It is unusually deep. It is completely geographically isolated from the rest of the server. It has its own entire history underneath it. Lost civilizations, pirate factions, buried treasure. Wars that happened before most players even knew the Great Sea existed. And crucially, it is one of the only places in all of Unstable where massive unexplored areas still exist even after seasons worth of content on that server. Now think about what Wifies and Hummer were looking for the entire Leviathan video. A deep ocean, isolated, far from normal activity. Something with history underneath it that nobody has fully uncovered. Something vast enough that a creature of that scale could exist in it without ever being definitively found. The Great Sea matches every single one of those qualities. But here's the problem I kept hitting. The Leviathan sightings in the video are tied to a very specific location, 20K coordinates. Every server Wifies and Hummer visited during the investigation was around that 20K mark. The first world where Hummer showed Wifies how to look. Aranax's server with the museum and the hidden negative coordinates. The The final server, where Wifies got taken after the submarine went down, all of them 20k blocks out. And the Great Sea, while enormous and deep, is not sitting at 20k coordinates from spawn. So I almost dropped the unstable angle completely. And then I went back and rewatched Parrot's second ever Unstable Universe video. And while Parrot is running from Wembu and Zam trying to get away, he opens his F3 menu to check his coordinates and relay them to Wifies. The Zam Empire is sitting at 20k, exactly 20k blocks out from spawn. The exact coordinates that every single Leviathan sighting in the entire video clusters around. And here is the thing about the Zam Empire that makes this even more significant. The ocean around and underneath that structure has been described by people who have looked carefully at the server geography as having been altered and modified to fit the build. Which means the water underneath the Zam Empire ruins might actually be deeper than it looks at surface level. We cannot rule it out. An altered deep ocean at exactly 20k on the largest hardcore Minecraft server. The same server that Wifies said has the most proportional Leviathan sightings. The same server he is banned from. And it makes complete sense when you think about it. The Zam Empire ruins are one of the most visited and talked about locations in all of Unstable SMP history. People go there constantly. They go underwater around the structure exploring, and some of them have been seeing something in the deep water that they cannot explain or identify. Those are the sightings Wifies was referencing. They were always there. Right now on Unstable SMP, Spoke is on the verge of taking over the entire server. He escaped Purgatory, which was supposed to be inescapable. He conquered the end. He has been gaining power across every dimension and every arc systematically, and now the overworld is the next piece. But the overworld is not going to be easy, and Spoke knows that the biggest secrets and the most significant power on this server are buried deeper than any of the surface level conflicts. So he has been looking toward the underworld. Jamato P is one of the most prominent and knowledgeable figures on Unstable SMP. He has been everywhere on this server. He knows things that most players do not. And he has a book, a corrupted book about the underworld. The contents are barely readable because of how corrupted it is. But what can be understood from it points towards something so powerful sitting in the underworld that it could theoretically be used to conquer the entire Unstable universe. We have literally seen this before in Wifies content. Remember when Wifies got teleported to this heavenly place at the very end of the Leviathan video? His recording software got corrupted as if whoever it was didn't want any other person other than Wifies to know about it. So what if what is written in that book is connected to the Leviathan? Not the Leviathan itself necessarily, but knowledge about how to reach it. Or more importantly, knowledge about how to bring someone back. Now let me explain what that means. In the Unstable SMP underworld, there is a golden block that functions similarly to the concept Parrot helped establish in Lifesteal SMP, where the golden block was used to revive players who should have been permanently gone. The speculation on Unstable is that if you know how to use the golden block there correctly, it could do the same thing. Bring someone back. Someone who is currently somewhere that nobody can access. The golden block theory makes even more sense when you recall what actually happened to Avery. When Avery went behind the gate, he didn't see any monster, he simply saw a golden block. Now this cannot be random, right? Wifies would never put this big of an eye-catching thing just for nothing. And who exactly is currently somewhere nobody can reach? Who is currently just gone from Unstable SMP with no explanation of how or when he comes back? My prediction is that Spoke is going to use what is in Jamato P's corrupted book, combined with the golden block in the underworld to bring Wifies back. And I want to be clear that I do not think Spoke is doing this purely out of friendship or loyalty, although that is part of it. I think Spoke needs Wifies specifically because of where they have to go next. The Leviathan is at 20k. The Zam Empire is at 20k. and the two people who first got trapped together at the ZAM Empire at the very beginning of all of this. Back in the very first arc of Unstable SMP, before any of the big conflicts even started, were Spoke and Wifies. During Parrot's scavenger hunt in the first arc, Spoke set up a final trial where one of them would have to chunk ban themselves so the other could learn the secret. And Wifies chunk banned himself. He sacrificed his own ability to keep playing in that moment so Spoke could move forward. He gave up something for Spoke before Spoke had any real power on the server. Before any of the Empire arcs, or the Prison arc, or the End Conquest. So my prediction is this: Spoke brings Wifies back, using the golden block. And when Wifies comes back, the two of them go to 20k together. To the ruins of the ZAM Empire, to the deep water underneath and around that structure. To find what has been sitting at those coordinates since before any of this started with the help of Jamato P's book. Because the Leviathan was never just in a standalone mystery video. It has always been in Unstable SMP. The sightings were always there. The coordinates were always there. The connection between Spoke and Wifies at that specific location was always there. And the corrupted book and the golden block in the underworld have been sitting there waiting for exactly the right moment and exactly the right person to use them. Wifies' inventory said Levi 2 months before the video. Durlord's inventory said Hummer in the behind the scenes. And now Spoke is heading toward the underworld with a corrupted book and a golden block and a history with Wifies that goes all the way back to the first arc of the server. The Leviathan has been in Unstable SMP the whole time. Nobody noticed because nobody was looking at the right coordinates. We were always going back to 20k. We just did not know it yet.